Hey, this is George, and this is Real Talk with George and Frazier. Frazier will be with us shortly. We have another great show today. Very important show. You guys want to listen to this. We have Mr. Albert Weatherman, okay? Business strategist, marketing guru. No, guru is the wrong word. That's the wrong word. Marketing pitchman, genius. I'm messing this up. So let me just bring him in the show so he can tell everybody about himself. Albert, welcome to Real Talk.
What's up, George?
How are you?
Very good. Thank you for having me here. Wonderful to be here with you and all of your listeners. Hoping that Frazier is coming with us soon. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be in shortly. He's logging in right now.
Just to
Um,
give you a follow up on what you said. Humbly, I say this, and when I write my goals on a daily basis, I call myself a marketing maestro. By in no means I'm guru of any kind, but I aspire to be a marketing maestro. That kind of keeps me on the highest standard when I go for learning and implementing my marketing strategies. But I appreciate the platitude.
oh yeah, I definitely I like to be correct and precise. And guru in the United States has been used so much that it's almost a curse word here. That's why I had to correct myself a little bit.
I would say, and I noticed you were a little bit apprehensive and hesitant because very often, especially in states, when someone is a guru, that often, we can see BS just in front of it. uh, how you can make a gazillion dollars in half an hour? Let me show you. All you need to do is buy this.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we are training billionaires how to make millions.
Trillions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely all
Yeah.
good. But listen,
Yes.
as we're going into this interview, I'm going to have a lot of questions as a businessman myself, as an author, and
Awesome.
just things from day to day life. So I'm definitely appreciate you being here, taking a time out on a Saturday. Let the fans know where you are located first, so they know how important this interview is.
Thank you, George. Yeah, absolutely. I'm right now in Zagreb, Croatia, which is Mediterranean Europe, miles, thousands of miles from where you are right now. And currently it's 7 p.m.
7 p.m. So
Yes.
that's why I wanted you to say that, because American listeners, sometimes we get lost with time between Chicago and LA, but you're all the way here from Croatia to be able to pass some knowledge on to us and our listeners as well too. So we greatly, greatly appreciate that.
Well,
That
thank you very
being
much.
said, um, tell the fans a little bit about you, your background, how you got started, your journey, and where you're going.
So thank you. I'm a sales and a business coach. Obviously, from earlier, what I said, I'm from Croatia, Zagreb. And my journey actually started many years ago. I mean, I've been spending, let me just give you a little bit of a perspective. For the past decade, I have spent traveling around the world, about 100 plus countries around the world, conducted businesses in those countries with people of those countries. Although I made my bones in US business, so to speak, and in fact, I have a company in Wyoming, Albert Orsa's Ideas Implementation Lab. So I understand that mindset, and I understand that business landscape. But my journey actually started many, many years ago when I was age of 5 in Zagreb, Croatia, where I grew up. Right next to my building, each summer they would have a free aerobics classes, and my mom would actually attend. Sometimes there would be hundreds of women at a time there, and I would meander around. I was a curious kid, and with few supportive ideas of others, I concocted a plan to serve lemonade there. So what I did, I employed my mother, free labor, and I set up that lemonade stand there because it was logical. There was hundreds of women at a time. It was hot. They were huffing and puffing. They were sweating, and I put it there, and it was quote unquote instant success. I mean, what else would it be? It
Right.
was there. It was needed, and they would get it, and it was not really obviously very expensive. And I had an epiphany. Actually, I got hooked because that was an first entrepreneurial success that I had, and I was fueled with that incredible spirit. Now, obviously, I didn't have it articulated like that. I was a 5-year-old kid, but looking back at it now, retrospectively, I understand that this is something that was part innately from that day moving forward within me. And I got to be honest with you and your listeners. In my youth, I had that spirit. I was always looking a way how to add more value in the market, get remunerated, get paid in the process. And on that journey, I have been involved in entrepreneurial endeavors that were not strictly speaking legal and morally were not correct. However, the spirit was there. And then at the age of 17, I came to my senses. I kind of figured it all out and articulated in my life what is the direction that I want to take. And I kind of switched it for 180. I persuaded myself. I sold myself an idea what's possible, and I went at it, and I changed my life in short order. And then sometime after, I actually end up in US, and then I then on and embarked on a fascinating journey of discovery that I'm still on right to this day. And I think for the rest of my life, I will be keep searching, keep being curious, and gonna still uncover that path step by step.
Okay, so when you say fascinating journey of discovery, you know, I listen to that, and I know as a businessman, I'm assuming there's some things that you've learned, um, to open your eyes and give you an epiphany. But for
Mhm.
some of our listeners who may not um, know what you mean by fascinating discovery, like, I mean, you can have somebody who's an astronaut. So it's fascinating discovery would be going to the moon. You know what I mean? Or you could have somebody who is school teacher. Their fascinating discovery could be something else. But we're business people. So talk about
Yes.
some of the little bit of the discoveries that you discovered, and I'll share
Oh,
some of my experiences as well.
absolutely. Thank you for that question. I think it's a great question. By the way, Fraser, hey,
Hey, how you doing?
so the thing is, what was very instrumental in, especially in my beginning, and as you can imagine, I did not have the classical education, if you would, like a college degree. I have a PhD, public high school diploma.
That's right.
So so I did not even know what I did not know, and that was actually to my success, because I probably would have been overwhelmed with all the things that I do not know. I had that what you call intelligent ignorance, and all I had is that burning desire, indefatigable desire to find a way or to make one. And when I went in America, I went to United States and wanted to try my luck in the corporate world. I did not know anything, how to do, where, what, how to think. I just had a drive, and I knew that I had to figure out a way. And along that journey, through a lot of pain, struggle, I have discovered ways how to do it right. And that actually was to my service. It was something that um, it helped me to realize that selling influence is part of any business. And the thing is, it's not just about business. Yes, we're going to talk about business. We are talking about right now, but influence, I believe, and I discovered, influence is to having an ability to understand and navigate through people's limitations for taking actions, and then helping them knocking down those barriers, those walls, and then move them in to action, rather than then thinking how they would or should or could somewhere down in the future. And it starts with here, because I needed to influence myself. Even though I did not know how to do things, I was persuaded I'm able to do it, that I will find a way. And that's the critical component, and it's something that I teach, and it's a critical component in any business, because you can have the best idea, best product, best anything. If it does not get sold, it does not get moved. But think about it this as well. You know, it's something that you can use with your friends, with your family members, your co-workers, your employees, and especially with yourselves, because I think also it's a great trait of any great leader. It's like leaders are influencers. They influence the ideas, the emotions, thoughts. They influence actions. They persuade people on what's possible. So these people then contribute more of themselves. And it starts with you first. So that was my epiphany, because I realized that I had an innate capabilities in that sense, but it was more like grit. It was more me grinding it. It was more me using my energy and
Mhm.
sharing it with people in sales. But then I started to learn about tactics, strategies. I learned tools, tips, and tricks. And then I started to piece them all together, test them through a lot of trial and error. And eventually I ended up with a system. And that actually was something that was a leverage, a pivotal point in my business career. Is I discovered a system. I've tapped it together from all the different knowledges and skills from other people, from speakers, from courses, seminars, books. I have read hundreds of books of influence, persuasion, psychology, business, and then I've taped it together, tested what works and what not. And when I developed the system, great thing about system is with a predictable set of actions, you can get basically same result every single time, and that helped me because then I do not have to work so much on that system because that system works and it serves me, and I can start adding to it and expand and testing little things without changing everything 180. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea what was very important for me, for my business, and for my journey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Without an outline or a system in place, you're going to fail. The archaic system still is today is, even for business, if you're going for business funding, to get a business plan, pitch your business plan to the local bank or the local investor, and so forth and so on. Why? Everybody thought the details were in the business plan. No, the business plan really was for you, the outline for you to follow when you get lost. It was just simply, how do I say, a look over the horizon for the bank or the investor to see if your stuff was together to be able to invest money in it or talk to other people who might want to invest in this particular business or product. You see what I mean?
Absolutely, I
And
agree.
that's the biggest misconception about business plans and outlines. Like you said, you write down your goals every day. You know what
I
I
do.
mean? I have certain things on my calendar every day that remind me of certain things that I have to do. Not because I'm forgetful, but that constant information and influx that you get into your mind creates the result that you need. And like I said, I was going to contribute to your conversation about things that I've learned. There are certain things that I've learned in my 40s, and I'm in my late 40s now, that if I would have known in my 30s, I would have skyrocketed through the roof. It's not the fact that I was ignorant or did well. I'll take your words. You don't know what you don't know. And back in the 30s, I was successful, but I was okay. I was doing okay. So I didn't need to know that information until I fell or I was getting out competed. And everybody was like, well, why aren't you doing this? And then you go,
Mm,
I didn't even know anything about that. You see what I mean? And it's
absolutely.
almost like competition if you're in combat sports. People always talk about winning, 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 but um, you learn the most from your losses. You learn, oh, wait, hold on, my guard is a little bit down. I got to dip a little bit more, you know what I mean? From the loss. But when you're winning, everybody goes, he's winning. Oh, it works.
Yep.
By
But
the way,
when
I
you,
trained Muay Thai for 10 years, so I know you learn the
yeah.
most when you get punched in the face. You remember. The brain says, you do not do that anymore, right? It hurts.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. Thai,
Exactly.
Frazier's the Thai fighter. I'm a
Utah here,
Taekwondo
baby. Utah,
practitioner.
baby.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. So we all understand that from the business part of it, the sports part, and the psychological part of it, you know. And you have to be able. My point is, you have to be able to adapt and know where your limitations are for you to grow. So I definitely appreciate that.
absolutely. I
Moving.
agree. What I just so I wanted to affirm something that you said, and it's really, really, really beautiful that you said it. Is that very often, yes, the system is for you, but normally, in terms of investment, banks or someone who will invest money with you, they'll bet on a jockey, not on the horse. They'll bet on you. Yes, they want to see that you have an articulated system because obviously, you want to have that energy flow, but they will bet on you. So I really appreciated that what you said.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So your system, when you are when you're consulting and you're coaching,
Mhm.
do you work with the worker, the mid management, or the CEO, or do they all work together, so to speak? Like, for instance, Tony Roberts will come in and do a motivational speech for CEOs. He'll do a motivational speech for workers. He'll do a motivational speech for mid managers. But the
Mhm.
goal of each one of those motivational speeches is different. Sometimes the goals for the workers are just to make them be comfortable, working hard, working diligently, you know what I mean, putting their goals together. Sometimes for middle management, it's for them to open their mind about better management skills, due diligence, better communications. Sometimes that speech for exclusively for the CEOs and entrepreneurs is okay. Now, expand your mind, go get more, go do more, grow to that million, billion-dollar entity that you want to grow to. Is your step that specific, or is your plan more so one size fit all?
Um, it's not more like a one size fits all. The system, the tactics, the mechanics. I mean, that is what it is. I mean, speaking about Tony Robbins, I mean, the guy is brilliant, and there's a different levels of engagement. But if he goes on a 2 hour talk, I mean, his seminars, and I've been on his seminars, it's 50 hour long. You go 4 days, 4 nights. So for 2, 3 hours there, he's just there to inspire, to motivate him to see, what they are capable. But if you want to learn Tony Robbins stuff, or anyone for that matter that is really so articulated and really so deep, you have to dive. You need to be immersed. So I can have some casual, shallow engagement, but what I focus the most, and what I pride myself is going deep. So that can be a small business owner or individual that wants to go to the next level, or someone that has like a team of people that they want to manage them. They want to increase their sales. They want to have a different mindset about business and how to go to that next level. This is what I do, because we definitely go and check every single facet that I like to look into and see what are those levers we can push. What are the leverages that we can use to get an instant bump and increase, and then how can we build the rest, other pillars along the way. It's not just about one thing, you can't do it in a few hours. I'm talking about motivation, inspiration, motivation, that's all in the same. But then you have goal setting, then how to prepare for a sale. What I often see, scripts. When people are having sales teams, Salesforce, scripts are god awful or non-existent, or people are not prepared, they're just winging it. I mean, can you imagine if you go in a boxing match without knowing, without training, without practicing? I mean, what's the result is going to be? So people do not prepare adequately, do not have those scripts. They don't know how to open the sale. They don't know how to control the sale with the presentations and ask the right questions to find out what are the person's needs, wants, desires, proclivities. What's the pain that they're really going through right now,
That you have
because
to
they're not
solve,
getting the
right?
out. What is the pain in the past that they went through? What's the pain that the future might bring if they don't change? And what's that pleasure that your service, that your product can bring? Knowing that and going through that in a conversation connects you with that prospect, and also you get a feel and understanding that you know how to help them. Then also how you close that sale. What are the objections they're going to have? You need to be able to rebut you need to be able to go through those objections. And I'm not saying, like twisting arms, but, people have objections. People want to say, why is it not blue? What's so different about yellow? I don't know. Do I need 4 bedrooms or 2 bathrooms? Or maybe I want just, maybe I just want 1 bathroom. So you need to go through that. You need to be able to anticipate that. And if you're a business person, you want to have it down pat. And then when you have a happy client, happy customer, how do you over deliver? How do you make them a raving fan and go through an experiential process where you have a personal approach, where then they go out and they tell all of their friends and family about you and bring you more business that you don't even know what to do with. It's
Right.
very important. And people normally miss out on those different things. And I know this from experience because I went through that process myself. You read a book, or you go through a certain course, or you hear a speaker 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, and you watch a free video on YouTube, and you have 9 different things, and you try to piece them all together, and then you wonder why they don't work, because they are not fitted to work together, and they're not tested to see if one is congruent and fitting with another. It's like taking an engine from like Camaro, then you go to take an axle from BW, Volkswagen W Beetle, and you try to put it in a Ferrari chassis. It will not work. It's not
Right.
meant to work together. When you have a
Yeah.
holistic approach from open to close, from A to Z, how to prepare, how to over deliver, that in business, in terms of sales, is what's called having a home run strategy.
Home run strategy.
Yeah, and then of
Let's
course you want to add certain things as well. How to time manage. Your people need to be able to maximize return on their time, on their emotion, on their energy. That's important. How to reduce all the time wasting activities. And if you've ever been in any company or if you've ever seen any company how they work, there's a lot of that, not doing anything, preparation for work, or doing the tasks
Water
that are
cooler talk. Go ahead and say it.
exactly
Spending too much
water
time at the
cooler
water
talk.
cooler
That's
talk.
right. They're chatting around, making tea. Say, did you hear what said here? Oh, I need to follow up on that. Maybe I'll do this next hour. Maybe I'll do this later. Maybe I'll do this. And then, you know, reducing that and actually transforming it into some wealth producing activities can dramatically increase production. That thing alone, also pricing structure as well, is also one of the concept and aspects that I teach, especially if you have a team of people that are like over delivering. You have the best professionals. It appears that you attract the best talent you might have or might not, but you have trained them to be the best. You over deliver every single person. You're creating raving fan culture. You do cut off all of the wealth reducing activities so everyone is on point. You do not want to attract and cheapen the experience and attract wrong customers. You want to maybe increase the price point. Obviously, you need to know how to do about it. But these are the tactics and strategies that can take a business from here to here or to here. So this is what I do, and I'm very passionate about it, as you can imagine. And the impact of my work is tremendous. But there's a different levels of engagement, and I hope that makes sense. Even Tony Robbins, I mean, especially Tony Robbins, but even different speakers, there's different levels of what you can provide and how you can serve people.
Great, because that takes us right into the next segment.
Exactly.
Fraser, I got you. I got you. I got you. List of
Exactly.
questions right here, Fraser. That takes us right into the next segment. With us being locked down with COVID and everything that's happening, you're seeing two things: virtual learning, virtual office, virtual work, working from home in the United States for a period of time is mandatory. Okay. But you're also seeing the virtual process has stifled, excuse me, the learning, the growth, the ability. And the reason why that's happening, we're seeing this in business and education. Education, so more, which was shocking for me, was I never really knew that kids needed to be in a classroom and be together psychologically in order for that benefit for them to learn and hit their hit their growth points, get everything in place, the mental, everything.
I,
I don't know if you've seen this, but in the United States, there's been a rise in suicides among high school kids simply because they
sadly,
can't go to school and be in a classroom with their friends. You know what I mean? And I am so sorry. I keep saying this. I was blown away by this. I was completely oblivious because I always thought that, like my kids, it was a party in here and they were like, we don't got to go to school. It's virtual. You know what I mean? Like,
hey,
woo! They were
yeah,
up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, my son was literally rolling out of bed doing this and logging in this class. You know what I mean? Like, it was free time. And as long as they got their stuff together, I was fine with that. But I'm saying that to say the mentality has shifted, even when it comes to business as far as working. A lot of businesses now are discovering we've been productive, so we don't need to spend that $10,000 a month on that office space. We
Mhm.
can have a flex space, okay, for big meetings where we can rent a conference room for that. But we can still continue 50% of our workforce, 50% of our customer service force on virtual because it's been productive for us. You see what I mean? So
Cost
I'm
effective.
saying, yes. So I'm saying to you, how have you seen that shift with COVID and lockdown for business models, for businesses and people saying, you know what, I'm tired of working for X, Y, and Z company. I want to start my own business and I want to do something online. Because all of that is in play right now as we're in this
Mhm.
particular process and in this pandemic. US or around the world, everybody has gone through some type of lockdown in some form or fashion. So what are you seeing business wise?
Yeah, we're on the same boat here, practically. And I mean, my heart goes out to very many people that during this pandemic that they lost their employment, they lost the ability to serve, and there's still a lot of non-essential businesses that basically are non-operational. And you get that PPP loan or whatever. I mean, that's all BS. I don't know if I can't say this, but you get a little check and that's it. That's a bribe, for you just to keep quiet. I think There's a lot of difficulties with that, and hopefully that is going to change for better very, very soon. Um, and I get what you say this, and there's a lot of benefits to having remote workers, satellite workers, and companies are looking into this. How can they leverage this the most? I believe at some point there's going to be like a hybrid solution,
Hmm.
because they're going to see how can it be cost effective, but also you need to have that communal component, because as you said, the children, they can learn by themselves. They can watch YouTube videos, they can go to online classes, but that's not it. When you go there and you be with your friends, with your peers, there's live exchange energy, and there is no substitute for that. And we know this as men and women around the world. If you want to go to a live concert, that's a live concert. There is no VR that can substitute that. If you go to a, final NBA game, there is nothing that can
Yep.
replace being there with
Right.
40,000 people screaming, shouting, cheering, and just, enjoying yourself, because we yearn for that. It's in our nature.
DNA. That's right.
Our evolutionary advantage is people connect with people. We need that. We need that sharing experience. For now, it's like a pendulum swing a little bit that way because of the necessity. Now, I'm sure some businesses are thriving and pivoting because of that. And you know what? We as people, we need to be resourceful as much as possible. And as you said, some people are like, you're doing the work at home, and they're like, if I'm already doing the work at home, maybe I can do it, for myself. So they start to educate themselves on some type of marketing. They maybe want to do some Etsy stores. I
Yeah.
see a lot of people are doing Shopify. It's been very, very popular. MLM is blowing up again. I guess they have back in
Yeah.
they're back in the gold age of MLM, like 80s, or what was it, 70s and 80s. And I get that, and I appreciate it. And absolutely, I think everyone should look for another opportunity, how they can contribute more of themselves and how they can leverage that time already. But I believe that pendulum will swing back soon. I don't think we're ever going to go back to what it was, because
Right.
it can't. Because right now, companies are looking into, like, wait a minute, as you said, I'm paying this $10,000 a month. What if I pay this $3,000 a month and we share the office space with someone else? We're going to be there Monday and Thursday. They're going to be Tuesday and Friday, whatever. And then the rest we're going to put from working from home, and you save a little bit of money. So I think it's fascinating, and I purposely choose that word because you know what, we're in business. Shit happens. I don't know if I can say this, but something will happen to you.
Right.
However good it is, a problem is or challenge is coming your way. Now you have to see it as an opportunity. That's why I say a fascinating journey of discovery when I started, because there was a lot of pain and frustration, and I'm like, I'm going to learn this. I don't know. I didn't know those things, and it was a lot of pain. But I choose to label it as a fascinating journey of discovery because it's empowering. And also in business, we need to look at it. Okay, it's an opportunity. What can I learn? What can I leverage? What's fascinating about it? And I think not all is bad, and I think actually people are being more resourceful, and people will learn how to pivot from that situation. On that
Right.
note, I wanted you to say something that is a little bit negative, unfortunately, but just how it is. Washington Post actually did a study that 49% of small businesses in U.S. in 2021 will go under. That is a scary number. So that's one out of two. That doesn't mean the rest will profit. That means they will survive. The very small amount of businesses will actually profit and go to that next level. So, we need to be cognizant, and we need to have that possibility in our head, and just work towards it to not just survive, but to thrive and go to the next level. And there's always an opportunity. There's always someone in a market that is crushing, and there's always going to be someone that will struggle a little bit.
True. That's it. I got one for you. Let me say, go back, piggyback what you just said about small businesses. Because if you look at it, older small businesses use what they call back their day the 2P, the 80 2Ps, then went to the 3Ps in the 90s, then the 4Ps, now it's 5Ps, and sell pictures and everything. And I think over year it progressed because they keep adding more because things changes, the generation changes, the
Right.
culture changes, and how people do business changes. If you look at most mom and pops, they're old school. They believe in public relations. They believe in building a relationship with a customer, making that person feel comfortable. Corporations believe in you're just a number, you're just a customer. We're gonna serve you however we make possible get to you.
Right.
You get there. Then you have now what I call it more modern, where they're trying to add more public relation to it, where you relate to the customer, communicate with the customer. Then you have some companies still believe in the old philosophy where I'm Coca-Cola, you're gonna buy me because you know my name.
Right.
You're not gonna buy me because I'm good. That's how
Yeah, brand.
So how do you teach in your method? How do you teach the mom and pops to come into the newer generation and teach the newer generation how to actually adapt to some of the older ways and modify them to make it work for them?
Well, is that a thing? I mean, just to add on what Fraser's saying,
Absolutely.
it's a question: is that a thing that can be done, or do you just have to erase it and just start all over again?
So I think, every business age brings its own challenges, its own potentials. Now, we as business people, if we want to thrive, we always need to look a way how to go to the next level and using the different tools and methods that are on our disposal. So being a business today without having a website it's silly. I would use even harsher words, but what I'm trying to impress upon you.
Yeah.
You have to use tools. You have to use some sort of social media presence marketing, because if your personal brand is not growing, if your business brand is not growing, you're going to die. I will say, and add something to the note, there's something beautiful just happened in the last 15 years that it's not, but it is. Amazon took over the world. Amazon, eBay, and online shopping. And what they did is they've realized, and they do a great job. Don't get me wrong. The systems is so simple. You want to buy something with Amazon, it takes like this. But what they train people around the world, and I'm talking about hundreds of millions of people, even billions, that are perfectly content to have a transactional relationship with a seller. What that means is you're looking for a shaving tool or something like that. You just type in it in Amazon. You go to the bottom, you check 2 or 3, the cheapest one. You check which is the best of the 3 with the best reviews. You click, you buy, and you get it in a day or 2. And they're perfectly content and happy with it. And there's millions of people around the world, and even billions, that are having those kind of relationships. Now that actually train people that's okay. Now, what as a small business owner, especially small business owner, that's an opportunity, because if you go back to experiential relationship, personal relationship, you're actually doing something that is considered above and beyond the call of duty to get that business. You're standing out of the crowd and going outside of the norm, what is necessary or perceived as necessary to get that business. And you know what? People are willing to pay a lot more for that. And I'm going to give a quick analogy to illustrate that. McDonald's is the most successful restaurant in the whole world. No two ways about it. They have a great system. I mean, people that are running McDonald's, a 15-year-old can run a McDonald's. How simple and easy. You go to work at McDonald's, you have pictures, you have everything there, just ready, plug and play. However, you have a $2 burger there, or 99-cent burger that they're selling, and that makes them successful and have a marketing and all that good stuff aligned there, all the ducks in a row. But if you are going to celebrate something very special in your life, if you want to celebrate a Valentine's Day, or an anniversary, a promotion, a wedding, or birthday, whatever, my bet is 99 out of 100 people, they will not go to McDonald's. They would go somewhere where they know your name. They will go somewhere where they know what kind of water do you like. Do you like ice inside or not? What kind of wine do you like? What kind of pasta do you like? What kind of steak do you like? Where do you like to sit? What kind of song do you like? Because when you have that kind of experience, it creates an indelible memory. It's an experience where you enjoy, you gravitate, and you're going to spend 100, 200, 1,000 times more, and you'll be happy to do it. And you're going to go home and you say, you know what? That restaurant, it is the best experience. You're going to send every single person there, and you're going to sell them to go there, because that's just incredible experience that you had. So that's an opportunity for business people, especially the small business people, to go back to that old personal way of approach and go above and beyond the call of duty, because that creates a raving fan culture. They will not abandon you if someone offers you a $50 voucher, or this restaurant a $50 voucher, or this website, or what have you, because that is a followership. That is experiential and personal relationship. That being said, what I wanted to also add, you have to look into ways of modern technologies and how you can leverage and how you can market yourself so more people know about you and more people know about your values and more people know that you are over delivering. So you must use marketing tools of modern day and age, because if you're stunting your growth, and more than likely, eventually, you will go down under, or you're just not going to reach the full capacity of your potential.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to add on to that, to what you were saying about the Wall Street Journal report for 2020 and 2021. The reason why a lot of businesses are going under is because a lot of businesses are sole proprietor businesses. And so for years, it worked out of, I can handle this many clients, I'm good in my particular area, right?
Yes.
But when you are the janitor and the CEO, a lot of different things fall through the crack. I know that because I've had a business where I was the janitor and the CEO, and I couldn't do it all. So in this new age of virtual businesses, of people going to more polished businesses per se, even from deliveries, okay, getting your deliveries on the front porch. Everything now is based on a review. And if you don't run your business based on the fact that you're getting a lot of reviews and the business is saturated, let's say with plumbers, or saturated with electricians, you don't have enough money to keep your doors open. And that's the biggest problem that I see in business in the United States, is the fact that a lot of people haven't caught up. Pizza company was too busy making pizzas to say, oh, we need a social media presence to let people know that we're here. So why are people driving 20 miles that way to get a pizza delivered, as opposed to a half a mile down the street this way to get the pizza? Is because when they go online and look at the reviews and goes, you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's what's driving the particular market. I mean, even me being self-employed and running a few businesses, I had to learn that, hey, wait, I got a great service, but being out, other businesses are outperforming me because I don't have a website. A lot of my business is referral business. It's been referral business for 20 years, which I've been doing fine with. I was one like you, Frank. I was one, hey, I don't need to change. I'm good. I got enough work. I don't need this, that, and the third, until I didn't. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, I had to grow and I had to change. So
yeah, when you work, you have money. When you don't, you don't. Yeah, the influx of money. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. So
I'm gonna tell you an old story too that I learned when I was in college, and they were showing the difference between two companies, right? And they bought Publix and they bought Carter. Carter is no different than any hotel you've ever been to. Not different, none whatsoever. The difference is, if you go to the Ritz Carlton one time, they know your rhythms, they know what you like, what you don't like, what kind of newspaper you read, what kind of camera you want, you like noise, and they will put you on. If you're a person that don't like noise, they make sure every time you go, the floor you go to, there's no teenagers, no music popping, no nothing. You let a certain drink, they make sure your drink has it on the table when you get there. Your newspaper always at a certain morning you get there. And that was that PPP that a lot of people didn't understand, and a lot of hotels started to adapt. You notice W started adapting to it. The Hilton started adapting to it. A lot of other hotels started adapting to that philosophy. And if you notice, Marriott also, when they got submerged with Ritz Carlton, that we can't beat them, let's join them. The heck. Right. Do the same thing. Public Medici been around for hundreds of years. They put it about it. They brought on people brought guys for like 50 years anniversary compared to companies. But new suppliers coming up doing the same philosophy. Other supers coming up, mom and pop supermarkets. And nobody really knows Publix was a mom and pop supermarket. Right. So they adapted to their system, they grew in their system, found their niche, and kept growing and growing. So they're one of the few older companies that actually adapted to the changing trends. And I say that is like, how do you get companies to change their mentality, mindset, and to actually want to evolve into a newer philosophy system, new cultures, and actually now using more techniques like analysts or behavior analysts or behavioral psychology, where they actually go into and study the customer. But you notice now, if you go to a store, they have your phone number, your email address, their social media, because they want to know about you. They're more adapted to what you like. And then we notice even phones now, technology is so brilliant to now, if you go on your phone and search up Amazon. 5 minutes later, you get everything close to e-commerce coming on your phone. Whoa, I didn't know that happened. Where that come from?
That's the algorithm that they put in place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know who made the algorithm?
Pixel
Google.
code is following you around, yeah?
Exactly. And one of the main introduction that was Google. Google had a system back in the day was they want to hit not the big companies, but the mom and pops, the ones who don't have marketing, the ones who don't have
location. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. So they educated them, brought them into the company, and they marketed them. So just say that is how do you the company you're saying your mindset, your philosophy to get the older companies to learn to adapt and mature with the culture. Not only grow with it, but mature as the culture goes on.
Well, I like your point that you have made, especially with hotels and Publix. I like actually Publix. It's like a combination of Whole Foods and Walmart. You have the prices of Walmart, and you feel that you're in Walgreens. Yeah, Whole Foods. Sorry. Yeah, they're like Whole Foods. Like you have the quality. Really, they're quality, but they're very affordable. But what I'm trying to say is, you have to break the limiting beliefs. You have to break through and influence them. I think it's in business, integral part is people connect with people and people sell people on the ideas. So they need to understand if they will not grow, they're going to die. There's only two ways. Either you're growing or you're dying. Nothing in this nature, in this world stands still. And even to stand still, that means you need to grow. So you got to move. You always need to look how to leverage your capabilities and how to stay with trends, because being in business is very hard. Businesses are dying out. The companies and corporations that have been around for 150 years last year, so many filed for chapter 11. I mean, it's ridiculous. So you have to keep with the trends. What I do also say, and George, you made a great point, with solopreneurs and being from a janitor to a CEO, it's important to start with what you were mentioning. You need to have that business, referral business. You need to have an influx of cash, which is sales. So you need to be able to produce income, a healthy stream of income. And then at some point, you need to take that income and then invest it in some sort of branding, some sort of marketing, in order for you to go to that next level. Because here's what I see very often when I'm going your stuff. People always look, small business owners, leaders, salespeople, sales individuals, anyone who has any power towards budget, what they do, they look to cut the costs. Yep. And where they look first, sales and marketing. This is where the most money goes. Yep. This is the people that are paid the most, and they cut the costs right there. And that is complete and exact opposite of what you ought to be doing. Because imagine this, if you get sick, would you be taking out your heart and saying, hey, I'm going to put this on the side, and when everything gets better, I'm going to put it back in? No, you need that heart to pump all the good stuff and all the nutrients to clean up the mess. So obviously, if people are not really adept at marketing, because obviously they wouldn't be in that challenge, marketing doesn't really cost you money. It's an investment. You put $1 in, ideally you get $1 at least back, $2, $3, $5 you get out. So it's like printing money. You put $1 in, you get $2 back out. That's an investment. But obviously, if people don't have that acumen and they don't know how to do this, first, what I always recommend is double, triple, quadruple on sales efforts. You need to have that healthy revenue stream. It doesn't matter if you're bleeding money somewhere, and if you're doing some certain things wrong, there's going to be time to patch that. There's going to be time to go to that next level, but you need first healthy revenue stream to have something to support your business. And if it's a positive revenue stream, that's good. And then you need to focus your attention to see where you're bleeding money, where you're hemorrhaging, when you're throwing money down the drain, and then how can you scale with the marketing effort? Today, day and age of Facebook marketing, of Google AdWords, the capabilities that exist of online marketing are ridiculous. You can literally, if you're in Georgia, or you guys are in Chicago, you can literally type in Chicago, I want to market. If you have an ideal avatar, a person who's your ideal customer, I want to have a lady, a female that has a college degree, that is in the income bracket of $100,000 to $200,000, that is a small business owner, has interest and reads this newspaper, reads this these kind of posts. It's in this kind of groups. You can go incredibly niche and incredibly precise to target that exact person. So that's something that all cannot be overstated as an important. So when you have that healthy influx of cash, then you need to use marketing. If you don't know it, you got to master it, because sometimes I hear a lot of time people say, you got to play into your strength, and I agree that if you have certain competencies like you're really good at, yeah, you want to accentuate that because this is where your power lies. But you need to also spend time of doing things that you're not really good at. Now,
And you're
of
not
course,
comfortable with. Absolutely.
That's that.
Not to cut
this is
you
where
off.
the growth happen. Now, of course, maybe you need an accountant. You're not going to go get an accountant degree. You're going to hire. You're going to outsource that. You're going to outsource
Right.
everything that can be outsourced. But there are certain things that are critical components of your business where you need to spend your time. You need to understand it precisely because your business depends on that. So yeah, that's my 2 cents about it. First get the money in, get some influx in, and then focus on how to patch up with great marketing and scale it to the next level.
I'd like to add some value to what you said as well, too. What people don't understand about business, whether you're a small business owner or you have employees, advertising and marketing is 35% of your budget. Okay. Now that's a huge number. But like you just said, Albert, okay, let's just say it's $100,000 a month. You're spending $35,000 on advertising and marketing. But the goal with that $35,000 is to bring in, for every dollar that you spend, you bring it in at minimum. The break-even point for you should be $3, $2.50 to $3. Okay. If you're doing great and then you're superstar, for every dollar you're spending, you're bringing in $10. That's great. But if you break even at $3, all of a sudden you see, okay, boom.
It's an investment.
Right.
I would even go further. Sorry for interjecting. I would even go further than that. I would even say it's conducive and it's okay if you even break even. So if you don't lose the money, because at least you got a customer. Now you have to have a long-term plan. If you have only one product, one service that you offer, obviously that's going to be it's not going to be very valuable to you. But because if you have a array of products and services in the way how you can serve your clients and customers on different levels, then you get a customer, you get a client, and you go back with another offer after that. And then in a lifetime cycle of that customer, you can sell them again and again and again, as long as you don't insult them, as long as you don't cheat them, and if you over deliver. And
right.
That's actually very important. And that's an investment. Absolutely. Ideally, $2, $3 out, that is healthy marketing. But even if you break even, I think that's very conducive because you got a customer. And if you know how to over deliver and how to hold the customer in the long run as a relationship that you provide in a service and over delivering, you're golden. Because you're creating a customer base and it grows and it grows, and every 10th will buy an upgrade of $1,000. Every 100th will buy an upgrade of $10,000. If you have different levels of products, that's conducive.
I got something shameless for you. Okay, I've been waiting for the interview. As an author, a brand new author, the challenge that I have are selling my books, because my books are informative on real estate, finance, health and fitness, everything that I've done in my life. What are some tips that you could give a new author like myself in selling books and getting the message out there from the information that are in my books?
That's an amazing thing. Well, the thing is, I've actually read a study that Barnes & Noble, which is known all around the world. Incredible amount of authors have written tremendous books there, and about 96% of the books that they're selling, and don't quote me on that, but in the high 90s, they sell less than 500 copies, which actually goes to show where is the opportunity there. Because here's the thing, there's a tremendous amount of knowledge, skill, experience gleaned and imbued in those books. But what people think, and I'm not saying absolutely you're a very business-minded person. You have forward-thinking person. But a lot of these other authors, what they do, they think if I build it, they're going to come. They're not going to come.
Feel the
They're not gonna
dreams.
come. It's not going to happen. You need to get your butt out there. You need to promote. You need to market. You need to ring it on every single bell, every single interview, every single interaction. If anyone has a value, give it for free or tell them about it. Let them promote you. You go into school, talk about it, give it to someone so they can, recommend you, word of mouth, but also creating a funnel. There's something that is being called a tripwire funnel. And by no means I'm a, very deep expert, those make a gazillion, trillion with all, let me just show you 2-3 steps. But something that I found out very many people that are very successful at it, I've never written my book just yet, I have a plan to do it, is something that's called a tripwire funnel. Basically, they give the book for free. You just pay for the shipping. And when you do that, you literally, they pay for shipping. Let's say that's $7. With $7, you break even on the cost of that book. So the book, for you to print it, to pay everything that you need to pay and send it to them in their home in the United States, it would be $7. All with the marketing efforts and everything. They get it for free. They pay for the shipping. So basically, they pay that $7 shipping, which covers your book. What you have is a lead. What you have someone that is reading your book and it's ingrained with your philosophies, and they're thinking, wow, man, this guy knows his stuff. Wow, I like this. And if you over deliver in the book, they're going to see what else he has to offer. Or you say, hey, congratulations on the book. You know what? Book is great. You're going to get a lot of value. What I have as well, I have maybe a coaching offer, or I have a mastermind, or I have, I do not really know, what's your business, but something that you have on the next level. And out of these bunch of people, you're going to have a lot more that are going to migrate to the next level and to the next level. And the great thing about it doesn't really cost you anything, because every book that is given away for free, and basically is because it doesn't cost you anything to give it away for free. So you can give it all day long. And the more you give it, the better it is, because it's all about numbers. Every 100th person, you will buy a $10,000 product. Every 20th person, they will buy maybe $37 product or $50 product. It doesn't really matter, but it adds up. And if you over deliver on that, in a year or two, there you have another product. You say, hey, you know what? You love this. I appreciate you, my client. I know we over deliver. I have another thing for you. They're going to be every 30th or 50th, I don't know what's the number, but you're going to have a constant influx of business with that book like you gave for free. And they're all ingrained with your philosophy that you have actually put in the book.
Greatly appreciate that.
I have a similar same thing too. I have a similar same thing on that. I call it upside down pyramid, right? We're talking upside down pyramid, where you start out with a product, right? You start what you want to do. Then what you do is, now you break into the culture. Like you break down, okay, for instance, black culture buy more of this. Hispanic culture buy more of this. Caucasian culture buy more of this. Caucasian more of this. So when you're doing that, you based on the book on how, or whatever the product is, how do you want to give it away? Make someone pay for it. Some people don't like free stuff. People not, some don't like free stuff. So they will always turn it over to you. Okay, you give a charity, I want a charity. Okay, for them making the money not to have charity. So you got to break it down. Okay, I'm gonna sell it for this price on this market. I'm giving it to this person in this market. I'm getting this for this market. You go back to what you said, pick what you said. When you do that, you gain more followers, more leads. They tell the next person, tell the next person. Now that their tone gets a little higher. Now you're going more. Now you're marketing what you're paying all out of money on, not paid as much, because you don't have to. Because the word of mouth now creates another type of funnel that create a mouth. Now the mouth becomes referrals. Referrals now become a set business. Now, really, what that business does is open a door for something else. Now, open a door for wholesaling. Now, you got the Walmarts coming at you. Now, you got the Walgreens coming at you. Now, you got Barnes & Noble going, hey, can I get a book? Can I get a book? You want to get a book?
Yeah, exactly.
So now, that one thing you get away from free now turns into now monetary profits. And now, because you're down to the big store ordering 250 copies of that one book, you gave it free one time. And it keeps going on. Then that funnel get a little bit bigger. So now you go into what they call the bestseller all-star list. You might some people know that what it is in New York.
Yeah. New York bestseller list.
Plus, always.
Which is also a great marketing tool for you.
Exactly.
Saying, hey, I'm a New York Times bestseller author. What?
Yep.
That's powerful. And the thing is, if someone gives you money, what is the best customer that you can have? The one that you already have. They already
Exactly.
gave you money. They want to do business with you again. And if you over deliver them, you gave them the book for free. I mean, yes, they open the wallet with $7 and you say, hey, you know, you now you have, maybe we can add something to it. And they're like, yeah, why not? You know? And then, as you said, it grows and grows. And all of a sudden, Barnes and Noble is going to say, let's print those books. We're going to offer it in Barnes and Noble. And then, you know, there's going to be a lot of attention. Attention is currency in today's day and age.
Exactly. And you know what also does too? It cuts your cost of production. And not only instead of you come out your pocket production, that big company is going to pay your production to meet their demand. So you killed two birds with one stone. You killed.
Absolutely.
How do I get that many books out? You don't have to. That company that gave you the money, upfront money, to get the books to their stores. Then on top of that, after they do that, they also tell us underhand, they don't tell nobody, which is they give a small percentage if you hit a certain number of goal each particular month in book sales. That bundle where you to make money on. Ultimately,
yeah, of course, yeah. Absolutely, profit sharing is important.
Exactly. So that also goes into play now. It's big fun to get bigger. Now, the only difference is if, say, that system is taught by $1 million people, everybody don't know that system. Nobody would ever find out that system because it's the rich system.
Right.
So me, a mom and pop, I'm going to be a mom and pop trying to learn that system, ain't gonna happen. Or somebody who's just coming up who like, say, Malcolm George or somebody else who came with that book, don't know that system right off the bat because it won't be taught to them. They won't even know about that system. They won't know. Else told them, get the book out there. You do this, charge this amount of money for the book, and you get this by return. That's it. And
I'm a big believer in, you know, I think we all have exactly the same potential. Obviously, we all have 24 hours in a day. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, you and me, you know, Fraser George, anyone, we all have exactly the same potential, same amount of time in a day. The thing is, what we do with it matters. And if someone can do it, we can do it as well. Yeah. So, you know, some people, oh, we're not being taught by this. We don't know this, moms and pops. Listen, if you don't know something, you know, not knowing something will not get things better. You need to be able to realize, okay, I don't know marketing, go and learn it. Go study it. Because if you don't learn it, you're going to get bitten rear. And what then? You're going to go out of business. You're going to bankrupt. And that's scary. If that doesn't scare you, I don't know what else is going to scare you. So, I mean, I know it's a little bit harsh, but it's tough love and tough truth. And I always do. I'm upfront with people when I'm coaching it, when I'm telling you, listen, if you don't handle this, you're going to go out of business. You know, you make a decision. It's up to you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Master those areas.
I have to just add on to that with so much information out there. I mean, people laugh when I talk about YouTube University. YouTube University have saved me thousands of dollars from changing my brakes to even changing the water system in the house and how you change the conductor. You guys think I'm actually lying, but here's actually the switch. The switch, hold on. Here's the pressure switch that I just changed. Okay, so it's absolutely possible to be able to get it done. There's no excuse why you can't get it done, especially with this day and age and everything. You know, there's free marketing videos on YouTube and social platforms. Marketing 101. You know, how do you do it? So
it can be a little bit just only challenging if there's too much of it. You know, for example, changing your tire, it's a one thing. But understanding deep dive marketing strategies, it takes consistency and they have to be relevant to the previous lesson. So sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, where do I start? Or do I follow this guy? Or do I follow this guy? Or this guru that's going to tell me I make $1 trillion. Just I need to do this and watch these 9 videos. And he posted only 4. And then, you know, it can be a little bit convoluted and challenging. What I do always recommend to people in that case, and, you know, if you are not in a position, absolutely use every single resource that is free, that is available to leverage yourself to go to that next level. But what I often say is it's important to have mentors. And then, you know, preferably you want to pay for your mentors. If someone is in a position where you want to be and they were where you are right now, and you can connect the dots between the two, that means you're going to save yourself some time, energy, and effort, and a lot of pain and struggle. Now, if you can actually have a mentor in a business or someone as a friend and ask them to do that for you for free, that's great. That's incredible. If you have someone in a business that you can be mentored with, that's amazing. But most often what happens is, and what I suggest is, pay for mentorship. Because when you pay attention. The problem is with the free information, it's free. So people don't do anything about it. You give it for free. You give them knowledge. You give them dropping bombs and gems. And they're like, yeah, that sounds interesting. But if you pay $5,000 for a certain service and say, listen, you paid me $5,000. I told you tomorrow you're going to do your goals, and then you're going to check upon them tomorrow night. You're going to say, I better do those goals and check upon them and do whatever it takes to actually achieve them. Because when you pay attention. And then it's important actually to look something that is relevant. Best way is to find someone who is where you are right now, was where you were, and just connect the dots, because obviously it pertains to your area of interest. And then when you pay, you're going to get that result. It's like traveling back in time. It's like traveling time, you pay for it and you don't have to go through all the pain and struggle. So that's what I recommend to every single person. Now, if we're talking about, changing the tires, I mean, there's so many valuable content. Anything that I'm really curious about, I go to YouTube,
Right.
Yep.
Certain things that I want to learn, something that is deep dive strategies, something that you really have to practice and learn and take copious notes. It's possible to even find it on YouTube. It's very possible, but it's just difficult to keep track and find the right person.
Definitely agree. So after those tips, we greatly appreciate it. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
So I'm on lately I'm actually very big on Clubhouse. I don't know if you guys been. I'm sure you did. Yeah. Clubhouse is amazing. It's at Sales Loop. That's the name, because that's the system that I created, at Sales Loop. I have an Instagram account, Albert-Sales-Loop. Facebook, obviously we are on Facebook Live over here. You can find me on Facebook as well. But I also have a website, sales.iil.com. So you can actually see some resources that I have over there. What I'm going to say to all of your listeners, I'm available for any questions, inquiries. If anyone wants to talk sales, I will even give some free hand holding along the way. Obviously, I am available for hire to go deeper and to make sure that people go to the next level with next level strategies. But like I said, I think right now what I'm doing very lately, especially that Clubhouse, I'm just giving a lot of tremendously valuable information for free, because if you can help people out, as many as them as you can to help for free, it will come back. Life is reciprocal. So anyone of your, absolutely. If they come, they send me a message, Albert's there for you.
All right. Well, listen, we greatly appreciate you taking the time out, especially it being 8 o'clock now in Croatia.
Right.
Yes, it is 8 o'clock here.
And coming on the show. We definitely want to have you again as things are changing and things are elevating and moving. And we definitely appreciate you being on Real Talk on a Saturday.
Exactly.
It was awesome. George, Fraser, and all of your listeners and viewers, I thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I really had a tremendously good time.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
I almost say it this way: welcome to the family.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to our family, brother.
Family, sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll stay in touch. See you guys.
Yes, sir.
Stay in touch.
Didn't I tell you that show was going to be a good show? Okay.
Oh yeah, that was a banger, man.
And if you weren't paying attention, Albert dropped a lot of pearls. He dropped a lot of jewels, and he's helping people, not just us as business people. The goal is to bring you the information and knowledge that you need to strive today. So we greatly appreciate him. And that was Real Talk with George and Fraser. Hey, this is George.
Hey, this is Fraser.
And that was Real Talk. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Next week, Monday. Peace.